Hello and welcome. So, given this gnarly conic equation here, which of the following coordinate points is a focus point? Well, first off, you gotta know what conic you're looking at. There are four kinds of conics. You have circles, parabolas, ellipses, and hyperbolas. Now, how do we know which one we are looking at now? This is a hyperbola. How do we know? We see a equals 1 and a subtraction sign in there, and that usually is your giveaway. That is your giveaway that you're looking at a hyperbola. Okay, so you have either vertical orientation or horizontal orientation. Okay, how do we know which one is which? And that depends on your subtraction, right? Which one is being subtracted, your x or your y? It's the y, right? Your y parentheses is being subtracted, which means x is positive and you're going in an x direction. So we know that we have a horizontally oriented hyperbola. And we need to know that because the focus points for any hyperbola is going to be within the direction of opening of the two, I don't know what to call these curves of the two curves of the hyperbola, right? So that means that now we know that. Now we know that we're going to be adding the c value, right? The distance from our center to our focus points, right? We know that we're going to be adding that horizontally to our h value instead of the k value. Okay, so let's get into it. Our formula here, we got to know a few things. So for our center, we know it's x minus h, y minus k, which means that your h value is 19, and your k value has to be negative 7. Because if it's minus k, then that means it's the opposite sign. So minus k means that you have your k value is negative 7. So that means 19 comma negative 7 is your center. So that is this point right there. Now we know that the distance from the center to a focus point is a distance we call c. Alright, and how we find that is from a Pythagorean relationship where a squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is it's pretty much your Pythagorean theorem. Okay, where c will always be that longest distance, that's why it's always by itself. And now we just find a squared and b squared, which is directly from your equation. Underneath your x is always your a squared. Underneath your y is always your b squared. And we just plug those in. That means we have 729 plus 1296 equals c squared. Okay, so add those together and we get, 729 plus 1296, and we get 2025 equals c squared. Okay, how would you finish solving for c? Take the square root. Now 2025 is actually a perfect square, believe it or not. That's 45 times 45, which means one of those comes out. C is actually just 45. So now you are set. You are good to find your focus point. So we know that it's going to be a distance of c. We just found c, which means that we're going to be our h plus and minus c comma k is our two focus points. All right, our h value is 19. Plus or minus our c value, 45, comma our k, negative 7. Alright, which means right now you can wipe out two of these solutions because you know it's going to be the negative 7 by itself. So we have 19 plus 45, which is 64. So 64, comma negative 7 is a focus point, which we see there on the left in our answer choices. The other focus point would be 19 minus 45, which would be negative 26, comma negative 7, which we don't see that as an answer choice, which we shouldn't because it's just looking for one focus point, not both focus points. Okay, and that's it. You would be done. Now, if this did not simplify nicely, right? Then you would do something where you would see something like this, where you would have the h value and then plus or minus the whatever we get with the simplified square root. Okay, simplify as much as you can, go from there. And that would be it. That is as crazy as it gets, just finding a focus point. So first thing you got to figure out is you're figuring out what orientation do you have. If we had a vertical orientation, that would have been your h and then k plus or minus the c value. Okay, because your focus point would have been up and down from your center. That would have been a vertical change. Alright, so just keep that in mind as you're going through this problem, but otherwise, that's all you got to do. Thanks for watching.